video. Yes, another video about Anna Kasparian. I made a video about her yesterday, basically losing her marbles. She was raging against a Jewish man who was quite calm and quite collected, and she didn't win any brownie points at all. Like, this was on Piers Morgan Uncensored, who's just become the Jerry Springer of poor political nonsense stuff. And why people watch it, it's because of the drama. It's kind of like Jubilee now. Let's create the most provocative, dramatic thing we possibly can so people will click on it. It's just all become clickbait. And the rage bait kind of gets people to click and to watch. And it's nuts. So Anna giving everyone a great show of her just raging obviously made people go, well, I agree with what Anna is saying. Anna is totally right about this. But if you're raging and you're totally aggressive, to me, at least, you lose all credibility. Like, you're not winning anyone over by yelling and screaming at someone that's really calm. That's not how you debate, but just pointing that out. Now, recently, Anna went on Tucker Carlson's podcast. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And there was a moment towards the end of the conversation that we need to talk about, because they were talking about lots of other things before they got to this. But when they got to this, I was like, oh, boy, here we go. Because Anna, as we know, sticks up for the Islamic Hamas group. Because her boss, Cenk Sweaty Yugar, he is all for the terrorist organization, and he hates Israel because apparently Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza, which they're not. But loads of people like Anna and Cenk believe that because they want to believe in lies, and they want to run cover completely for the Islamic regime that is causing a lot of havoc in Gaza. But let's just forget about that for a moment. And by the way, all these countries recognizing Palestine as a state and that sort of stuff is utterly ridiculous. And even Trump had to say something about that with, I believe it was France, and how Macron just plays along and he's not important. That was brilliant. But anyway, getting back to Tucker Carlson, which we already know he's lost the plot. He is completely against Israel. It's truly horrendous to see his downfall, isn't it? Insurrection Barbie goes, he's totally gone. I don't know if it's the money or if he's high on himself. Either way, this person is now right up there with Candace Owens for me. Yeah. Tucker has seemingly lost the plot. And what were they talking about that got loads of people up in arms? It was the lie that Israel's bombing of Gaza's only Catholic church. Really, was that an accident? Now, yes, I will admit for the umpteenth time that I got on the bandwagon like Tucker and Anna did for a little while of believing that Israel targeted the Catholic church, which they didn't. It was shrapnel, and they didn't destroy the building. The building is still standing, but nevertheless, they would love for you to think that the building was destroyed, and they did intentionally target the Catholic Church. And according to Anna, it's because they want a complete entire annihilation of that area. Israel wants to take over. It's their plan from the very beginning, apparently. That's according to Anna. So have a watch of this. I've got the entire 5-minute long segment, and this segment of them talking about the Catholic Church bombing and killing of Christians and why are they doing that. That's only a little part of it, but there's broader context. Have a watch.
You know, I feel that the interests of Americans and how they feel about going to war with Iran, for instance, right? Most Americans do not want to go to war with Iran. And it didn't matter, okay? The United States bombed Iran's nuclear sites on behalf of Israel anyway, which could have led to a full-blown hot war. It didn't because of Iran having restraint, but we're not done yet. And
but
so,
don't you feel ashamed that it didn't lead to nuclear war? This is the new line.
I know.
You are wrong. You're an idiot.
That's, by the way, that line is stupid.
How dare you worry about that?
Yeah, we're not. By the way, it's not over yet. And don't get too cocky. For the people making that point, don't get too cocky.
But why is it shameful to worry about a nuclear war or worry about a World War III? Why is that? It's being held up by the normal tiny brain people as like, you know, evidence that you're just a ridiculous person. Your prediction was wrong.
Right. Well,
we didn't have a nuclear war. Shut up.
Well, maybe those folks have a point. Maybe we're the baddies. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we should be more concerned about profits for, you know, bomb makers and weapons manufacturers and private contractors and the mercenaries that are currently working over in Gaza to shoot and kill people as they're waiting for humanitarian aid.
So how does that, it does feel like I've spent 35 years not talking about that topic because one, I don't really have on a native level, like super strong views about it. It's not my country. I wish everyone well in every country. And I mean that. However, it just got so in my face that I had to like say 4 things about it for which I've been, spent the rest of my life trying to deal with that, the effects of being called those names. But I feel like all of a sudden, like people you would not expect to weigh in on this, like, actually, this is too much.
Yeah. And I love it. I'm glad that that's happening. And I hope.
You feel that there's been a change?
I do feel it. I mean, definitely. If it were the Bush years and this whole scenario were playing out during those years, the kinds of things I've been hearing people say publicly, I would not have heard. But I think what's happening this time around is you really can't deny what you're seeing on the ground in Gaza. You can't deny what's happening in the West Bank, not just in regard to Palestinians, Palestinian Muslims, but also Palestinian Christians. You can't deny the fact that one and only Catholic church in Gaza was bombed, was attacked. You can't deny the fact that churches have been targeted in the West Bank as well. Like people can lie to us as much as they want, but the videos are out there.
How do you blow up a church if you've got munitions, laser-guided munitions that are so sophisticated that they can take out, a guy in an SUV from 30,000 feet? How do you blow up a church with a giant cross on top of it?
It was just an accident, Tucker. It was an accident.
Like it's not the first church.
No, it's not. And it wasn't an accident. It wasn't an accident.
But what is the answer? Can anyone get an answer?
I know the answer. Israel wants a Jewish state and they want to expand. They have something known as the Greater Israel Project. They intend to annex the whole of the West Bank. In fact, Miriam Adelson legally bribed Donald Trump to ensure that happens. And Israel announced that that's what they're going to do, and they're doing it. When it comes to Gaza, I mean, Hamas is so dumb because the atrocities they committed on October 7th gave Netanyahu and the Israeli government the perfect excuse to essentially do what they've always wanted to do, which is take that land. They're going to take that land. That's what they want. They're going to ethnically cleanse whatever remains of the Palestinian people. They're going to force neighboring countries probably to absorb 2 million people. And then at the same time, they're going to have settlers move on in, rebuild Gaza. Jared Kushner, by the way, soon after October 7th happened, was like salivating on camera about how that's prime real estate. It's disgusting. But anyway.
How can you move 2 million people right now?
Well, there was a story published this week, I believe it was in the New York Times, where Netanyahu and the Israeli government was in talks with our government in regard to getting aid from the United States in moving Palestinians out of Gaza. So when they bomb the church, it's because they don't want the church. That land is supposed to be part of the Jewish
You're not
state.
allowed to use my tax dollars to bomb churches.
Well, that's what they're doing.
I'll put up with a lot of stuff, but I think that's, and I've said this 100 times, let me say it again. I don't understand how any Christian leader in the United States can sit by and not say something about that. And Mike Huckabee, who has been a pretty slavish, devotee of the state of Israel, and I don't mean that as a compliment, he's a very nice man, but I disagree with him strongly. Even Mike Huckabee came out and said, whoa.
Yeah.
You can't kill Christians.
And American citizens.
Yeah.
But
I don't understand why that's not, if that's not a red line, then there's no red line.
I think it should definitely be a red line. But let me just say, Mike Huckabee made a statement, and that's nice. It's more than Biden was willing to do.
Yes. Firstly, let's praise Iran, because Iran was the one that held back. Iran showed restraint, and that's why we didn't go to a nuclear war. Yes, let's praise Iran, you dumb dingbat. Like, honestly, what is wrong with you, Anna? Surely you can't be that stupid. Oh, wait, you can be, because Cenk Uygar's your boss. You're basically the female Cenk. You're really that stupid and that pathetic. How in the world are you even a political commentator? Damn, woman. Like, seriously, to say that the reason why we didn't go to nuclear war was because, Iran showed restraint, people. Yeah, it's all because Iran's showing restraint. We're not in nuclear war. Not because America bombed their nuclear capabilities. oh, we went to war. No, you didn't go to war. You're sitting on the chair talking through your backside. You got no idea what the hell you're talking about, woman. You should be grateful and thankful to Trump for what he did, but you're not. You're just running cover for Islamists, and that is like you're a useful Islamist idiot, useful Islamist dingbat. We'll say that is just totally absurd. And guess what? Tucker agrees because Tucker is just like Anna. In fact, I think they're both very much the same. I think Tucker agrees a lot with what Cenk is saying because they're both all the useful idiots of Islam. It's not over yet, guys. According to Anna Kasparian, it's going to escalate. Iran's not done yet. It's like as if you want Iran to not be done. Why in the world are you saying, oh, these people that are going, well, we won, so what are you doing? Like the the ones that were going, we're going to war, aren't going to war, so, shut up. Those people, she's going, well, you're wrong. It's not over yet. Iran's going to come back twice as strong, and guess what? You're going to be wrong. It's not like you're right and you're wrong. It's like what is actually right and what is actually wrong. What's right is the fact that Iran no longer has nuclear capabilities as far as we know. And what's right is the fact that we have peace over in that area for the time being. Yes. What's wrong are all these dingbats that are all, we didn't get nuclear war. Like Iran showed an enormous amount of restraint. Guess what? It's not over yet. So you haven't won yet. Honestly, what is wrong with you, man? You've got problems. So you're saying you want Iran to retaliate. You want Iran to do more. Like, what are you even saying? Same with Tucker. I'm like, you can't be this dumb, can you? Well, clearly you can be, because we're watching it. Again, no credible evidence to support any of the Palestinians that are trying to get aid, that they're being killed by the IDF. No credible evidence. It came from the Gazan humanitarian, whatever it is, and they had to backtrack and retract what they said. No credible evidence, but they'll just run with it anyway because, again, it's that whole notion, what are you feeding and why? Because I want to feed and I want to peddle this ideology because I'm right, you're wrong. It's just so absurd. Doesn't Israel already have a Jewish state? Just, okay. They already have a nation. They've already got a government. They've already got, I don't know, like they want a bigger Jewish state, apparently, according to Anna. So they're just going to bomb the 2 million people in Gaza. Like they haven't killed a huge amount. They've probably killed lots of people that are part of Hamas. That's for certain. And it's like the population, it's 2% or something. That's not much. That doesn't involve a genocide, just to be clear. But their point about the church and how do you go bombing a church with a big cross on it? How do you go about that when you've got precision missiles? It's called what's the word? I'm kind of blanking on the word right now. What is it? It's called geez. Don't you know anything about war? Don't you know that when you bomb a building that's close to another building, you have shrapnel, you have things that fly around and hit buildings? So how do you go about hitting a Catholic church? You bomb something that is close to that, and you have ricochet, you have shrapnel that damages the building. And by the way, the Catholic Church is still standing. Nothing wrong with the building. So let's continue to lie. Right, Tucker? Right, Anna? Sure, that's going to win you so many brownie points. But you're basically running cover for many, many useful idiots. And when you actually figure out the truth. Hopefully, maybe you may change your tune. But as the Insurrection Barbie said, you've lost the plot. You've lost it. You're like Candace Owens now. You're dumb. Pathetic. It's actually sad to see. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.